It's not just about equipping them to do the job in my service, it's about me building them for the future. It's really about engaging with your workforce, but trust. Give them the time to learn the skill, and if they get it wrong, they get it wrong. Nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the CX Impact Tour. I am Juanita Coley, and as I'm traveling the globe, I'm sitting down with CX leaders that are focusing on what's working, what's shifting, and how they are preparing for the future of this dynamically shifting workplace. Come with me behind the scenes for some of our interviews. Hey guys, I am sitting here with Sabina Onwuka, Head of Customer Services at
London Borough of Barking and Dagenham Council.
That's a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister, yeah.
Listen, well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. And while we're on this tour, we're talking about like what's working, what's shifting, and how CX leaders are helping and preparing for the future. So I'm super excited to hop in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. Y'all heard her. She said she's ready. All right, so my first question for you is what's working? We see the dynamics of the workplace just shifting so much when it comes to AI being ushered into the workplace. And so we have organizations that are 70% human, 30% AI, and some that are 30% human and 70% AI. What's working and what are you seeing change, especially here over in London and in the UK? What's working when it comes to AI and that shifting workforce?
Yeah. So I think what's really changing is the fact that customer services departments or customer experience departments are now at the forefront of understanding what AI is all about. It's changing that it's not just from the top down, it's now about the bottom up, being the pioneers to go out and change, because we're at the front end of the service and we know what our customers and residents want. And therefore we can interact with them, get the feedback, go out into the industry to understand what's happening, and then build a business case and bring it to our leaders at the top.
That is really insightful. And I must say it is a lot different than how I see some CX professionals and practitioners having to implement AI inside of their organizations. Many times in US organizations, it's from top down. You know, leaders are saying to their their executive leadership are saying to their senior leadership, hey, we need to take advantage of AI because of the cost savings or just the sheer productivity savings. Yeah. And you're saying here, that is much different. AI is being pushed from the bottom up. Yeah. That is phenomenal. And I think it goes a long way, because I think when we think about one of the things that you said, how do we actually, what's the use case, what's happening in the market? You're hearing directly from customers, and then you are saying, hey, this is what we need, this is the business case, and then the business is then providing you with those solutions. Absolutely. Hey guys, listen, so y'all know I'm a data nerd, and 88% of you guys that are watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you are finding value in this content, can I ask you to do me a favor? Could you subscribe to our channel? What this allows us to do is to continue to keep adding value, bringing insights and the latest in trends around customer experience, employee experience, business profitability, workforce management. Thank you so much for being here. You are truly valued. We appreciate if you would subscribe and follow us for more information.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Where, it's about the leaders now having that open mind to say, around the table, there has to be someone from customer experience or customer services, because that's the voice of our customers. And if we don't listen to what they're saying, we're going to lose our customers to somebody else who's doing it in a different way. So gone are the days when the leaders will, yes, they'll have it in the strategic plan to say, this is what we're looking at. Mm-hmm. And they share that with us, but actually going out to be the drivers of it, it's all coming from the bottom up these days.
That is, okay. My next question, okay, because I'll stay right there if you let me. My next question is, how are things shifting? What are you seeing that's shifting when it comes to the workplace and AI, CX, EX? What's shifting and what's bubbling up to the top? Because I know there's a lot of things that are shifting, but what's bubbling up to the top to you right now?
What's bubbling up to the top now is about how we keep our agents engaged. The roles are changing in customer services in the contact center. It's no longer we're just picking up the phone and we're answering and then we're dropping. Now we're looking at the role of the agent to be more empathetic. We're looking at the role of the agent to have those IT skills to actually do the tagging and do the building of the AI in the contact center and not just leaving it with IT. IT can help us with the integration and the APIs. That's absolutely fine. But the build of it, the skills are now coming from customer services teams because we didn't even know that some of our agents are learning these things during COVID. They were learning so many things. And if you don't ask your staff to say, right, who out there knows how to do this? Who knows how to tag? You won't know the kind of skills you've got in your service. And I've had to learn that to say, you know what? What do I have in my service? I'm asking my managers to go out and find them. And all of a sudden, I've got people who can write, reports. I've got people who are now tagging, learning these new skills. But it's not just about equipping them to do the job in my service. It's about me building them for the future because they might go somewhere else. But I'll be happy that they've got that on their CV to go somewhere else.
And that leads me right into my last question, which is, how are you preparing for the future, right? Like we are right now in the thick of it, of things rapidly evolving, which I can't even go on to this next question right now, because you said something that was so amazing about how you are, agent engagement is something that's really bubbling up to the top, right? And it's not just engagement, like what we typically see in organizations like, scorecards and quality, which are all important, creating feedback loops. But I love, that you talked about how you are surveying your agents to find out what skill sets they have, and you're bringing them into the IT conversation. You're leveraging all of these different skills that's right inside your workforce existing today. So when we think about, because I think that's one of the challenges when we think about why agents and employees are sometimes a little shy about or apprehensive rather around adopting AI is because they're like, it's going to replace my job. But if I have created the job in which it's going to replace, right, and I'm now saying, this is how I leverage this tool, it's created a new job. So agent roles look differently. I couldn't go to the next question without, because that was so good.
No, absolutely. They look completely different. That it's about trust. For me, it's all about trust. It's all about transparency. When I introduced AI into my service, I told my guys, we're going into this blind, but we're going to learn. And if we fail, we learn from it and we continue. And I went around the table, who would like to join the team? I've had people who have come in and said, I'm interested. I'd like to be a voice analytics champion. So now I've got agents who are voice analytics champion. I've got an agent who does tagging, loves the tagging, but has gone further to actually interrogate the system and all of a sudden is learning junior business analyst skills. And so I'm sending him on course to learn the basics. And then once you've learned the basics, I'll send you on another one to learn even more. So it's really about engaging with your workforce, but trust. Give them the time to learn the skill. And if they get it wrong, they get it wrong. Nobody's perfect. So give them the opportunity to learn the skill. It's going to be you benefiting from it because nobody's got money these days. The budget is shrinking every time. So nobody's got money to hire experts. Build the experts within the house.
Build together, grow together.
Build together, grow together, and flourish together. And at the end of the day, your customers will remain, your residents will remain, everybody's happy. You've got a nice workforce that trusts that you can believe in with their skills and let them go ahead and do the job.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, last question. Okay, so how are then you preparing, which you kind of already answered this question. How are you preparing for the future of customer experience, employee experience? How are you preparing for the future?
Yeah, it's about going out into these seminars. What's happening? I'm benchmarking, not just with my fellow local authorities, but I'm benchmarking with other private organizations. What is it that they're doing that I can adopt into my service? And then I send my team out. Right, go and learn this, come back. This week, I'm taking my team out to the Science Museum because we're going to go hear about AI and the brain. you never know what you're going to pick up from there. So it's about, getting that workforce in a place where we're sending them out to go and learn new things, not just about the day-to-day job, and they're bringing it back in-house and they're growing with it. That's what we've got to do. No, we can't do the micromanagement anymore. That's changed. You've got to trust your staff, send them out, they learn and come back, and they'll believe in you more.
You know what that almost reminds me of? Companies still do this today where they will do tuition reimbursement. So, hey, if you get a degree that is in this field for our organization that we can leverage that skill and that tool and that skill set within our organization, then we'll do tuition reimbursement. What you have kind of done is put a spin on that model, right? You're saying, hey, let's go to the Science Museum and learn about AI in the brain. And hey, let's go here. And some of our agents are already learning about coding and all of these different things during the pandemic. Let's leverage that inside of the organization. It's a very unique way of doing tuition reimbursement, right? In a sense, that's super cool.
Absolutely. And we still have apprenticeship programs as well that we run. So I've sent some of my staff on apprenticeship programs to become better managers so they get the qualification, but also for some of the advisors to also learn something new as well. And again, bring back in-house. For me, it's all about the well-being of my staff. When they're able to do the job, then they're able to support the customer. If they're not in a right place of mind to do it, then they can't support the customer. And then all the KPIs that you're laying out and giving them, they're going to struggle to achieve it. And if they're struggling to achieve it, you got to ask the question, why? It always boils down to a why. How have you managed them? How have you led them? Because it's not everybody that's called in that can be a manager that's called into leadership. You have got to have two different skills to be able to do one. So some people are running into those roles because of the title and the money, but when they get there, they're stuck. And because they're stuck, the agents then suffer with that. And then before you know it, you have the saying, I'm not leaving the organization, I'm leaving the manager. And I don't want that.
Sabina, now you came in here and preached a whole message on the future of CX and your impact. No, I'm so serious. It was, so many things. Listen, how can the people find you if they are looking for you and they want to connect with you?
So I have got a LinkedIn page, and you can find me on my LinkedIn page. I've also got a website, sabinaonwuka.com, and you can find me on that as well.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and interview with me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.